This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of Smith versus Smith. You all have been together for 9 years. You're married. You have one child together. But this once happy, loving marriage may be on its last legs, depending on what happens here in this courtroom today. Am I right, Mr. Smith?
Yes, Your Honor.
You've initiated this case. Tell us why you brought your wife here to court today.
I mean, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Once a liar, always a liar in my book.
So you got them all rattled off. Once a cheater, always a cheater, and you don't want to be fooled twice.
Not going to, Your Honor.
And you think you're being fooled twice because she is cheating?
Yes, sir.
How does this feel for you?
I just want to know, I just want to know has she been cheating? I want my family to be together. I want to have my family to stay together. I want our relationship to go back to the way it was, back when we first got married, back when that picture,
Was made.
But you can't do that until you get some answers.
I got to have them. I'm tired of looking like a fool or feeling like that I'm looking like a fool.
Miss Smith, what's it like living under these constant accusations?
It's very stressful at times. It's just, I don't
Sleeping
know.
on a recliner?
Well, yeah,
Huh?
I'm having to sleep in the recliner because I'm being accused of being with someone else. And can you imagine sleeping up in a recliner that don't even recline back good and you ain't been doing nothing? So I'm sleeping in this recliner for no reason.
Oh, no.
So you ought to not even sleeping in the same bed?
Not at the moment, no, sir.
You had moved to the recliner.
Yes.
Not even the sofa.
I was about to say, even the sofa let you lay down.
You're in the recliner sitting pretty much just like this.
Sir.
All because of these cheating allegations.
Allegations, that's right.
So you want to figure out what's going on as much as he does so you can get back in the bed.
Right.
Well, you have come to the right place because we're going to get this resolved today, up or down.
Okay.
All right?
Mr. Smith, you said once a cheater, always a cheater. Has she cheated before?
There was a time where we had gotten into it and I had put her out. About 2 weeks later, she come home and, she confessed to me that something had happened with my homeboy, and, I forgave her for it because she was honest about it. You know what I'm saying?
Woo, that's some kind of messy right there. That's messy. So you ended up cheating with this homeboy?
Yes, I did.
Well. All right, so you take her back.
Yes, ma'am.
Why'd you take her back?
Because she's the mother of my child. You know what I'm saying? I love her. I mean, look at her. I love her.
What do you love about her? What
do I love about her?
Yeah.
I mean, we go fishing a lot, man. We're country. We're from the country.
Okay.
And I love it. I love when she goes fishing. She's better at me than fishing. Hunting, too. You know what I mean? It turns me on. You know what I mean?
So
Her hunting and fishing turns
Ain't
you
no
on?
lie.
he likes
You
a
don't
woman
see
that
many
work the
women go
pole and shoot the gun. Is that true?
That's
Until I get
Yes,
more
ma'am.
fish than him, then
Then he's got a problem.
Well,
He knows how to reel it in.
Yeah.
All right, well, Color, whatever floats a boat,
Yeah.
let it float.
Yeah.
So you all enjoy the same hobbies and activities.
Yes, ma'am.
You obviously have a child together, so you're a family.
Yes, ma'am.
I gotta think that these accusations are tearing your family apart.
they are.
Down the drain.
So you said you took her back and you forgave her. Was there a period of time after this that there were no accusations?
Yes.
Why did the accusations start back up?
All right. I was going on a work trip. She picked me up from the airport the next day. And I asked her, I said, before we get home, is there anything that you need to tell me? I don't want to hear nothing from nobody else. You know what I'm saying? If something was to happen with some of my homeboys that stayed at my house at the time, you know what I'm saying? You need to tell me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I know how they are. And I was going to give the opportunity, if something had happened, just tell me.
All right.
Let one of my homeboys tell me.
Was she acting funny or weird when she picked you up?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what was she doing?
I mean, she wasn't talking too much. She was just being short with me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she wasn't being loving. She wasn't doing that, you know what I'm saying? When I first get in the car, she would get in and kiss me and stuff like that. She wasn't. She just put the car in drive and we started.
So you're like, okay, what's this? Why am I not getting like, hey, honey, how was your trip? We were doing this. Me and the baby did this. It was just like, get in the car and go.
Yes, ma'am.
And so you felt like the lack of conversation, the lack of affection meant something was going on in her brain.
No communication.
All right.
All right.
So you got home.
As soon as I got home, I walked through the door and one of my other homeboys pulled me. He said, man, I need to tell you something. And he pulled me to the back, and he told me that she had been on my couch under the blanket with another one of my homeboys. You know what I mean? And as soon as they tell me that, I go and get her. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what's he talking about? You know what I mean? Why is he telling me this? And she denied it, you know what I'm saying? She steadily denied it and said it didn't happen or whatever. But I mean, as soon as I walked through the door, why would he tell me that right there?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Miss Smith, why would he tell him that?
I don't know. I mean, you have to know these group of guys. They're always trying to stir up things. When me and him get into it, they're steadily trying to cause
That's
problems.
what you always say.
Well, that's what's going on. I mean, that's really what's going on.
Were you under the blanket with somebody?
No.
I mean, were you on the sofa with somebody? Were you in a position with somebody that his homeboy could perceive something was going on?
I mean, yes, there was people sitting on my sofa.
Were you
sitting
sitting
with
on
them?
the sofa?
Yes, I was sitting on the sofa, and I even sat on the sofa at one time with the same guy that told him this. We were all drinking moonshine, you know. So I really can't, recollect every
you see
single
what I'm
moment of the night as to where everybody sat and where, you know.
Drinking moonshine.
All right, what else have you seen that makes you think Miss Smith is cheating?
Okay. All right, so she usually gets home about 4 o'clock, 4:15, 4:30, somewhere around in there. And this day she was a little late, about 45 minutes to an hour, give or take. You know, it was about 5:30, I guess she got home. And she walks in, hey, babe, how you doing? Trying to greet, you know, I just bolt out beside her, go to her car. I want to see if another man been in my car. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I mean,
Okay.
I look.
Mr. Smith, there seems to be no pleasing you. You know, when she came to pick you up,
Thank you.
and she was kind of flat, you're like, okay, something's wrong. Now you come home, she's like, hey, honey, how are you? And you're like, something's wrong.
She's an hour late.
I bet you, I'm gonna tell you what I think is happening. You tell me if I'm right, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. When he got in the car from the trip, she didn't say anything. So it's like, okay, what's she hiding? This time she's been gone, she's late, so she's overcompensating, like, honey!
Amen.
And it's like, yeah, that's too much. You being extra, what's happened in the car?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, Miss Smith is thinking, you know, I can't win for losing.
That's exactly how I feel.
All right, what happened in the car?
I went to her car, I searched the driver's side, just looking around, you know what I'm saying? I dug through it. And as I was going to shut the door, I found a condom in between the seat and the car door. I submitted a video, Your Honor.
Oh,
I have a
okay.
video submitted to the court.
All right, let's see
Okay.
this video.
Okay, judges, this is a reenactment of the day that I found the condom in my wife's car. I look under the seat, nothing. I look down below the seat, bam, let it condom. I mean, how would you have felt?
So you find it between, like that, in that
Under the
little
seat,
area
yeah.
by the
Yes, ma'am.
car door, between the car door and the seat.
Yes, ma'am.
Where things always fall out and we never know where they are, can't find
I
them.
don't ride on the passenger side of my car, though. So how am I
So-
accountable for everything that's in my car when I don't ride over there? I'm a driver. I drive.
We don't
Okay,
even,
but who was in the car that
I
had a
gave a
condom?
coworker a ride home that day.
what was he doing with a condom in his pocket? In my car. They come 3 to a pack.
I don't know.
And you auto use condoms, I bet.
No, ma'am. We've been
All
married
right.
9 years. No, ma'am.
So anything going on with you and this coworker?
No. You know, I never dreamed that I'd get home and my husband find a condom in my car. He's like, where did this come from? Well, I can't answer. I can't tell him where the condom come from because that's the first time I ever seen it.
Has this coworker ever flirted with you or
No.
made passes at you?
No.
So the only thing you did and the reason you were late was that you gave this coworker a ride home.
Yes, ma'am.
And it was not the kind of ride he's thinking about.
That's exactly right.
All right. Is there anything else that has happened or that you've observed
Yes,
that
Your
makes
Honor.
you think that Miss Smith is in fact cheating?
Yes, Your Honor.
Tell me about it.
I was going on a fishing trip with one of my buddies early one morning, right? All right, so my cousin tells me that my wife comes home with a guy, brings a guy home with her, and they come in my back door and go upstairs to my bedroom, okay? And 45 minutes later, my cousin said they come down, went back out the back door, got in the car and left. I mean, I got a written statement
Okay.
from my cousin.
Ron, would you get that, please?
And this is a cousin that's living with you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Why was there a man in your bedroom for 30 to 45
Because
minutes?
we have a window, air conditioner unit, a window unit in our window. Yes, the air conditioner was cold when he had left, but it was starting to freeze up stuff again. We're not just really rich people, so I'm thinking if there's something I can do to fix this air conditioner without having to totally replace it, then I'm going to try that. And this guy that I work with
Was
says,
it the same guy that left the condom in my car?
yes, it was.
So this is the same coworker?
Ironic.
Wait. Did he fix it?
Temporarily.
It wasn't broke when I left going fishing.
All right, let me read this statement. This is from your cousin.
Yes, ma'am.
I was staying at Kevin and Mandy's house because I had surgery on my leg. I was wheelchair bound, but I have never been blind. Okay. I seen Mandy come in the house with another man I had never seen before. They went right upstairs and was up there for 35 to 40 minutes. He did not have a toolbox or anything, and she says he was fixing the air conditioning unit. I told Kevin right away, Mandy has always been sneaky. Statement from Laura Smith,
Yes,
your
ma'am.
cousin.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the man came in to fix the air conditioner without a single tool?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how he fixed it. I don't know nothing about air conditioners.
Sounds like he's just trying to look around my bedroom. What it sounds like to me.
Was he
You know what I
there
mean?
to cool down the bedroom or heat the bedroom up?
He was there to make sure my air conditioner was staying cool. It was freezing up was what it was doing.
You
I bet-
understand how this looks,
I
right?
understand,
but I mean, since when can you not have friends?
Well, we're not saying you can't have friends, but you keep giving this friend a ride. He's coming to your house. He's got condoms and in your bedroom, and you can't explain it. That's a problem. And the flip side of it is, if she's not cheating, she has been so impinged upon
Oh, I know.
and so maligned. How does she forgive you for making her live this way? And I see the tears in your
Yeah,
eyes.
Mr. Smith, I see you. You going back, you're rocking back and forth.
She's in tears.
She's in tears.
He's got tears in his eyes. I mean, this is a mess. We are literally looking at shambles right here in front of us, love.
And the future of this just depends on what happens here in this courtroom.
All right. Well, this court has done a full and complete investigation to get to the bottom of this. At this time, the court would like to call certified polygraph examiner Tommy Platt to determine, is she cheating? Ron, would you explain?
Tommy Platt.
Mr. Platt, how are you?
Good afternoon, Your Honors.
Glad to see you. You've been doing polygraphs for more than 11 years. You've been fully trained, and you have literally done thousands of these polygraph examinations. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'm looking at our litigants, and you're doing this, just squeezing your hands together. So I'm going to give you the opportunity, because Mr. Platt's going to tell the story. If there is something you need to share with your husband,
Yes,
this is the
there is.
time to do it.
There is. The night that you come home from the trip and the guy told you that I was under the blanket with a guy. Yes, that's true. I was under a blanket with a guy, but nothing took place under that blanket. It was cold. You know how cold it was when you left. I'm sorry. I should have just been up front with you when.
I don't
But I
understand.
knew it would have just went from there to there to there.
That's where it went. That's where it went. In my book, that's where it went.
But that's not what it was.
What would you be doing under the blanket with another guy if that ain't where it went?
All right. Mr. Platt, you conducted a polygraph examination of Ms. Smith. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you asked Mrs. Smith, did you have physical sexual contact with that man under the blanket? What was her response?
She stated no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that she was being truthful.
You almost fell out. Are you okay?
Happy.
Okay.
I know it's a lot of weight lifted off her shoulders, but it's a lot off mine too. You know what I mean?
Do you feel like there's a glimmer of hope?
Yes, ma'am. There's always going to be a glimmer of hope.
All right.
You know.
We have another question.
We have one more question. You asked Ms. Smith, other than the one man your husband knows about, have you had physical sexual contact with anyone other than your husband? What was her response to that question?
Your Honor, she stated no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that she was telling the truth.
Let me just say this. You all need to establish boundaries. What's acceptable and what isn't. My son texted me not long before we came out here, and he sent me something. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to write this down because somebody's going to need it today. And it was, explain your anger instead of expressing it, and you will find solutions instead of arguments. I think that's brilliant. That's brilliant. So when you're upset, instead of just going off the deep end, take that deep breath and say, okay, why am I having this? Does this make sense? How am I going to approach my partner about it? Instead of like, and leaving her bleeding, or vice versa, you leave him bleeding. That's how you move the ball forward.
Communication.
Yeah.
Real communication, because you're communicating when you're yelling and screaming at each other, but that's not the kind you want.
Yeah. And it's easier said than done, because I know just the thought of your wife being with somebody else probably sends your blood boiling. It would for anybody. So that's why it takes that extra effort that I talked about to just, okay, wait a minute. Let's work through this. Let's talk through this. Let me figure out what's going on before you just go on the rampage.
And as we say in this courtroom, do not cheat yourself out of an opportunity to have a happy, healthy, love-filled relationship. Court is adjourned.
Thank you, Your Honor.